Jenny Ryan has always been known for her sharp mind, confident presence, and that unmistakable sparkle that lights up the room the moment she appears. She's the kind of person who makes intelligence feel exciting, warmth feel effortless, and laughter feel natural. But on this particular day, something felt different. The studio lights were the same, the familiar setting was unchanged, yet there was a quiet heaviness in the air, one that couldn't be ignored. As Jenny took her place, she smiled, as she always does, that warm, reassuring smile fans know so well. But behind it was emotion waiting patiently, like a tide holding back just long enough to be seen. No one expected what came next. Jenny began to speak, her voice steady at first, carefully measured. She thanked the people around her, her words thoughtful and sincere. Each sentence carried meaning, not rushed, not dramatic, just honest. Then her voice softened, and in that moment the room changed. She paused, not because she forgot what to say, but because what she felt was bigger than words. Her eyes shimmered, and the smile she'd been holding so bravely finally gave way to something deeper, real emotion. Not staged, not exaggerated, just human. Fans watching from home felt it instantly. That quiet crack in her voice reached through screens and into hearts everywhere. It was the sound of someone saying goodbye, not just to a place or a moment, but to a chapter filled with memories. Jenny laughed softly through her tears, making a light joke about how she never planned to be this dramatic. The room responded with gentle laughter, easing the tension, and for a brief moment, the heaviness lifted. That's always been Jenny's magic. Even in emotional moments, she finds a way to make people smile. She spoke about the journey, not in grand terms, but with affection, about the friendships, the shared laughs, the moments that happened when cameras weren't even rolling. She described them like treasured postcards, each one carefully held. And then she stopped again. This time, the tears came freely. No apologies, no rushing past it, just honesty. Someone nearby offered her a tissue, and she accepted it with a grateful smile, joking that it was clearly overdue. The audience laughed again, this time with warmth, not sadness. Because that's the thing about Jenny Ryan. She doesn't just make people feel impressed, she makes them feel connected. As she continued, her words turned softer, more reflective. She spoke about growth, about how stepping into the unknown can feel terrifying, but also thrilling. About how saying goodbye doesn't always mean an ending. Sometimes it's simply the beginning of something new. There was something unexpectedly romantic about the moment. Not romantic in the traditional sense, but in the way life feels when you truly love what you're leaving behind. When gratitude and sadness exist together, creating something beautiful and bittersweet. Jenny wiped her eyes and smiled again, this time stronger. She joked about how she'd probably cry all the way home and laugh about it later. That honesty made the moment feel even more real. Viewers weren't just watching a farewell, they were witnessing courage. Because it takes courage to feel deeply in front of others. It takes courage to say goodbye with your heart fully open. The people around Jenny looked at her with admiration, not pity, not sadness, but respect. This wasn't weakness, this was strength wrapped in vulnerability. She thanked the fans next, and this time her voice didn't shake. She spoke about messages she'd received, support she never expected, and how knowing she mattered to people she'd never met changed her forever. That connection, she said, was something she would carry with her wherever she went. That's when the tears returned, but these were different. They were softer, warmer, filled with love. Jenny laughed again, shaking her head as if surprised by herself. "I promise I'm happier than I look," she said playfully, earning another wave of laughter. And everyone believed her. Because even through tears, her eyes shone with excitement. The goodbye wasn't about loss, it was about appreciation. As the moment drew to a close, Jenny took a deep breath and straightened her posture, as if grounding herself. She looked around one last time, taking it all in, not with regret, but with gratitude. That look said everything. It said she was proud, it said she was thankful, it said she was ready. Fans watching at home felt a strange mix of emotions: sadness that the moment was ending, happiness for what lies ahead, and admiration for the grace with which Jenny handled it all. Social media lit up instantly. Messages poured in from people who said her goodbye made them cry. Others said it made them smile. Many said it reminded them of their own goodbyes, jobs, relationships, chapters of life they once feared leaving behind. That's why this moment mattered, because it wasn't just about Jenny Ryan. It was about everyone who's ever stood at the edge of change and felt both terrified and hopeful at the same time. Jenny's farewell was a reminder that it's okay to feel everything at once, to laugh through tears, to say goodbye with love instead of fear. As the cameras pulled away, Jenny waved one final time, her smile bright, her eyes still shining. Not a sad wave, but a confident one, the kind that says, "This is not the end." And that's what made the moment unforgettable. Not the tears, not the goodbye, but the courage to feel deeply and still move forward. If this story touched you, made you smile, or reminded you of someone you admire, hold on to that feeling, because moments like these don't come often, and when they do, they deserve to be remembered. And if you believe that honesty, warmth, and genuine emotion still have a place in the world, stay close. There are always more stories
After that
worth
emotional
sharing.
goodbye, something quietly powerful happened. Jenny didn't rush away. She lingered just a moment longer, chatting softly with those around her, laughing at how her mascara had clearly lost the battle. Someone teased her about it, and she laughed, saying it was proof that the moment truly mattered. That laughter felt important, because it showed that even after tears, joy still finds its way back. Later, away from the bright lights and watchful eyes, Jenny reflected on everything that had led her to that moment: the long hours, the unexpected opportunities, the nerves before stepping into something new, and the friendships that formed along the way. She realized something simple yet comforting. Goodbyes don't erase memories, they protect them. In the days that followed, fans continued to reach out. Messages arrived from people of all ages: students who felt inspired by her confidence, parents who admired her warmth, and viewers who said she made intelligence feel welcoming instead of intimidating. One message made her laugh out loud. Someone wrote that they'd never expected to cry over a goodbye from someone who once corrected answers with such confidence. Jenny smiled and said that might be her proudest achievement yet. She's always had that balance, sharp and soft, confident and kind. Friends noticed she seemed lighter somehow. Emotional, yes, but also excited, like someone standing at the edge of a new adventure, suitcase packed, heart open. Over coffee with a close friend, Jenny joked that she finally had time to sleep in, though she admitted she'd probably miss the familiar routine sooner than expected. Her friend smiled and told her that missing something usually means it mattered. Jenny nodded. It mattered more than she ever realized. At home, she found herself replaying moments in her mind, not with sadness, but with affection. The laughs that came out of nowhere, the supportive glances, the feeling of belonging to something bigger than herself. And yet, there was no regret, only gratitude. Romance isn't always about another person. Sometimes it's about falling in love with a chapter of your life and having the courage to turn the page anyway. Jenny embraced that idea fully. She treated herself to small joys, long walks, favorite music playing a little too loudly, meals enjoyed without rushing. Each moment felt like a quiet celebration of everything she'd accomplished. And yes, there were moments when emotion returned unexpectedly, a familiar tune, a memory sparked by something ordinary. When that happened, she smiled instead of fighting it. Tears, she realized, aren't signs of sadness alone. They're proof that something was real. The public continued to admire her, not because she cried, but because she allowed herself to be seen, vulnerable, genuine, human. That authenticity is rare, and it's why her story stayed with people. Jenny Ryan didn't say goodbye as someone leaving something behind. She said goodbye as someone carrying everything forward with her: memories, lessons, laughter, and love. As time moved on, her smile returned brighter than ever, not because she forgot what she left behind, but because she honored it. And maybe that's the most beautiful part of this story. Not the tears, not the farewell, but the quiet confidence of someone who knows that every ending holds the promise of something new. If this story made you feel something, hope, warmth, nostalgia, then it's already done its job. Because some goodbyes don't close doors, they open hearts.